So I was just always a dreamer.
Had a vision.
I had a vision.
Yeah.
I was always a dreamer.
1, 2,
3, 4. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Mike Unplugged, Igniting Your Future. I'm your host, Mike, and today I'm honored to have in studio Dr. Patricia Chapman, or as we affectionately call her, Dr. Trish.
Yes.
She is an inspiring motivational speaker, a certified life coach, and a talented author with an impressive track record spanning over 30 years in transforming lives through leadership and professional growth. With a BS in psychology from SUNY Geneseo, is that correct?
Geneseo.
Geneseo, I'm working on it, Geneseo.
That's okay.
And an MS in education from SUNY Brockport, and a Doctor of Education degree with Walden University. Dr. Trish brings a wealth of knowledge and experiences to the table. Throughout her career, she has held various roles, including teacher, extended learning coordinator, department chair, and instructional coach, all aimed at empowering individuals and organizations to overcome obstacles and to reach their full potential. She's known for her dynamic and authenticated approach. Dr. Trish shares relatable stories from her journey of balancing family and career, which we're going to really dig into, while rising through the leadership roles. I'm not surprised at all. She delivers actionable strategies that help students, professionals, and leaders cultivate resilience, embrace a growth mindset, and lead with purpose. Dr. Trish, expertise in education and professional development makes her a highly sought out speaker who inspires audience eager to unlock their greatest potential and achieve lasting success. So without further ado, let's welcome Dr. Patricia Chapman to the show.
Thank you, Mike.
Hey, Trish.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no, thank you for coming here. And I'm got to say, when I mentioned to you about wanting to do the show, you was like, I want to come on. And I was like, well, tell me. And she started telling me her story. And I was like, oh, you're coming on the show without a doubt. So I feel privileged and special.
Well, thank you.
But I got to tell y'all, this is my family. This is my cousin. She's not here because she's my cousin. She's here because of all the amazing things she's done. I have to tell just a little quick story.
Okay, tell your story, Mike.
Just a little quick story. I don't know where I was in the world at the time that her and Reggie, my cousin, got married, but I missed their wedding. I don't know. Maybe I was in Korea. I'm not sure exactly where I was. But I had the privilege of being at my uncle's house. And I was down in the basement. I remember like it was yesterday. And I was watching VHS. For you young guys, that's how we used to watch movies on VHS.
Yes, VHS.
You can't even buy a VHS player anymore.
Right.
And I was watching the video, and I was kind of in and out of watching it. It was her wedding video. And when the pastor got to the part of, do you, Patricia Williams? I was like, whoa, what? Rewind. And those that know me and know my story, they'll know the reason why I said,
right, absolutely.
Let's back up to Patricia Williams. But thank God it wasn't that one.
Thank goodness.
So I don't think I call you Patricia. I call you Trish.
You call me Trish.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, Trish, how are you?
I'm doing well. I can't complain.
What are you doing in Arizona?
Having some relaxation
Good
with
for
some
you.
great friends.
Good for
And
you.
I wanted to be on your show, not in Zoom, but in the room.
Perfect.
With you, Mike Unplugged.
Sitting down, just having
down,
casual
just having
conversation.
conversation.
That's right.
Yes.
We have an amazing story to get to with Trish and where her journey started, where it took her, and where she's at now. But before we get there, Trish, I've tried to make it a point of interest to recognize this particular brand. Now, we're not having a toast. Maybe we should have.
We might need one.
But I want to bring awareness to Uncle Nearest. Now, I have the rye because my last guest, that's all he could drink was rye. Uncle Nearest, I didn't know the story. I'm still learning the history behind it. In fact, my last guest and I said we're going to go out to the location where it's made in Tennessee. Uncle Nearest, you got to get out and get the history. The story, Love and Whiskey, Fawn Weaver. Get this book. Get this book. Now, I want a disclaimer. She probably doesn't even know that I'm promoting this, but I'm promoting it because she is a dynamic person. I follow her. Her story. Fawn, I want you on the podcast. You can call in. We can meet. Her story is exactly what my podcast is about. Real quick. 16 years old. Her father wrote songs for Motown.
Okay.
He left Motown and became a pastor.
Okay.
His rules, and of course, in the house changed. He gave Fawn a ultimatum to come on board with what we got, or you got to get out.
Right.
She chose to get out.
Okay.
16 years old.
Wow.
Lived in shelters, started her own company, went through that, tried to take her life 2 years in a row. Not going to tell you no more. Go read the book.
Yes.
But an amazing story. And she is a black female who has Uncle Nearest company that she's running.
Wow,
and
amazing.
She's doing an amazing job. So every episode, I'm going to promote her or other companies, but I'm definitely going to continue to promote this one.
That's amazing.
So go get this book. You got to read it.
For sure.
You can get it on
Great
Amazon.
story.
Great story. All right, so let's get into Dr. Trish. It's not difficult for me to call you doctor because you've earned that. But she's Trish to me. So if I bounce back and forth, or Pat, I'm going to bounce back and forth.
Pat,
Cuz.
all of that.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So let's jump into your story. And correct me if I'm wrong. You were born in Rochester or grew up in Rochester, New York?
Yes.
That's both of our hometowns.
Yes.
What are some of your earliest memories growing up in Rochester?
Well, I grew up on Kenwood Avenue, not too far from where you guys live.
Okay.
But I never knew you guys.
No.
That was weird. I worked at the public library on Arnett Boulevard.
Right down from Grandma.
Right down the street. Never knew you guys. I'm a graduate of Jefferson High School. I was kind of like a tomboy. People wouldn't know that right now.
Really?
I loved to play football in the streets with the guys.
Really?
Just whatever.
Yeah.
Sled riding in the wintertime. I remember one of my memories was my sister and I, we were riding bikes in the wintertime. We knew we was not supposed to be riding bikes in the wintertime, and I fell. And when I fell, I had a scar on this knee, here, everywhere. I was in so much pain. But you know what? That was my punishment, right?
That's right.
But those were some of the things that I loved to do as growing up, just things that I wasn't supposed to do, actually.
Right.
And so, but
For all of us.
all of us, right?
Yeah.
Right. But I'll never forget that because I still have those scars
Yes.
on my knees,
Yes.
from that day. But again, I went to 29 school on Kirkland Road, went to Jefferson High School, graduated there. But during that time, I had a little struggles going on as I was growing up that we'll probably talk a little bit about.
We're going to get
in
into
a little
those.
bit.
Yeah.
But I grew up in the inner city of Rochester, just like you, before you left Rochester.
Before we left, yeah.
And, worked at the library. And, then life started taking off.
Taking off. We all have those hard head, not bruises, but hard head scars.
Right.
I got one in Rochester. And like she said, I left Rochester, I think when we were 10 years old, we moved to North Carolina.
Right.
But I remember going to Vacation Bible School.
Okay.
Jumping up on the church, doing something we had no business doing, and almost ripped my whole finger off. So we all got those hard head scars.
That, right?
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
Now you mentioned your sister. Did you grow up with a large family? Just you?
I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers.
Okay.
One of my brothers passed away when he was 42.
Oh, wow.
And so right now it's just me, my 2 sisters, and my younger brother.
Okay. So growing up, were you guys a close family?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. We were close.
I
A little
think
bit more into like some of the struggles that we had in a little bit.
Sure.
But we were definitely close.
Yeah.
And not just our family, but my mom, her I think 5 sisters, it was 5 of them.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And so all of them lived in Rochester. And so all of us, cousins, everybody, we kind of grew up as sisters and brothers, actually.
Exactly.
And then my mom's brother was 4 of them. All of them, their families, they grew up in Detroit.
Yeah.
So we would always go back and forth, the families, because at that time during Canada, you didn't have to have a passport.
That's right.
And it was like a 5-hour drive.
Right.
So we would all go back and forth. They would come see us. We would go see them. But basically in Rochester, the 5 sisters and all their children, We grew up as like sisters and brothers, basically. So
I missed that. When we moved to
Yeah.
North Carolina, it was me and my sister. We didn't have, every summer though, we came back. And
Right.
I enjoyed those times of being, obviously, probably my closest cousin in Rochester because of age was Boyer and Reggie.
Well, he talked about when you left, he was kind of a little hurt.
Who?
Reggie.
Reggie?
He was hurt
When we
you
left?
left. When
Yeah.
y'all left. Yeah. He said he was a little hurt.
Yeah,
But-
I missed that, but
Yeah.
I enjoyed coming back and
Right.
staying with him and Uncle OB and Aunt Laura and them. And
Right.
I remember going to the Battle of the Bands in Genesee
Right.
Park.
Yes,
all,
yes,
all
all
those
of that.
good things that as maybe we didn't understand the importance of it when we were obviously kids, but
Right.
those are times that it would be love to get back to doing those
Right,
things.
right.
But so as a child, what was Dr. Trish's dream?
Well, one thing I can say about me, what actually helped me through some of my struggles was I was always a dreamer. Always. I don't know where I developed that from. But I would dream about, when I get older, I'm going to have this big, beautiful house.
As you
I'm
do.
going to travel.
As you do.
I'm going to do all these things. And one of my best friends, we will always be like in my room, just talking about all the different things that we were going to do.
Right.
So I was just always a dreamer.
Had a vision.
I had a vision.
Yeah.
I was always a dreamer, And so even just like, I think about, and I'm just going to quote this to you because I don't want to mess it up. But Eleanor Roosevelt had this saying, and I'm going to quote it. It says, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams."
Perfect. Right into segue.
Yes, right. And when I read that, I said, that's me.
Yeah.
Like I was a dreamer.
And you believed in your
And
dream.
I believed in those dreams.
Wow.
As well as, the dreams that I have today. I think dreams are powerful.
Very. Yeah.
And so, I was a dreamer, and I think that carried me through a lot of my struggles.
You say you are a dreamer.
I am a dreamer.
You
Right.
are still a dreamer.
Right, not were, are.
Yeah.
Right.
And now we interpret those dreams differently.
Yes.
And we're able to act upon them.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's amazing. Wow. That's really good. And it's amazing how that quote falls right into
Right in
you.
line.
Yeah.
Right in line.
But what did you want to be? Did you want to be a teacher?
To be honest, I have to say this, and you probably appreciate it.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to go into the service.
Get out of here.
No, I'm serious.
Really?
I never told you that. I don't
No,
think.
I never knew that.
I actually wanted to go. Well, you know what? One of my cousins, and we were kind of distant cousins because we were cousins through my father, like one of my father's cousins. So
Okay.
we were pretty much second cousins.
Yeah.
And I could remember her going into the Air Force. And so because I was a dreamer, it's like I saw this. And I'm like, wow, she's going into the Air Force. Because when you grow up in the city, just not a whole lot of role modeling going on a lot,
True,
right?
True.
Because, you see your parents, which is great. They work every day. They go to work. They come home. They go to church. But for me, it was like, there's more.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's more. And I remember that second cousin went into the Air Force. And I actually wanted to go into the service.
Air Force?
Well, I thought about the Air Force. And then I don't know what happened with that.
Yeah.
But then I started looking into going into the Army.
Okay. All right.
And I mean, literally actually went there, got the information, was going to sign up, all of that. But then that's when life happened.
Life happened. Let's slide into that. What changed in life? What took place?
Life happened because I got pregnant
Okay.
as a teenager.
How old were you?
Like 15 and a half, 16.
Okay.
That's what happened. And I could not go.
Is that when you found out? When you were in the process of doing your paperwork?
Well, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was young, but I was still thinking about things and trying to look into it to see if I could do it. Because I graduated early.
Okay.
Like I was like 17 years old when I graduated. Like an early graduate. And I guess it was because of my birthday and when we start school in the North. So I had a baby, and I started the dreaming ahead of time.
Okay.
but it just didn't go through because of the fact that at the time I had a baby.
Life changed.
Trying to get my mom to keep the baby, while I go. And it just didn't work out.
Right.
It just didn't work out.
So, share that experience with us, becoming a mother at such a young age. How was that experience?
It was a lot. I think it was a lot, and it was a lot of pain,
When you say pain, I don't think you mean pain from the baby. You mean emotional pain. Yeah.
I think it was a lot of pain. I wasn't the type of person that, was just out, just doing this and that, just doing a lot. I was kind of homely at home all the time with my mother. But a lot of that pain, I think, came from a lot of our family dynamics that started occurring. That's where, like, some of the struggles started in my family with myself, my sisters. My father had some infidelity issues. And, it kind of broke the family up.
Right.
And so that's when a lot of the pain started.
Did that happen before you got pregnant? Your father's situation?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that played any role
I definitely know it did.
Yeah. You're seeking that
yes.
that man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we were really close.
Right. So
like very, very
you
close.
took that very hard then, exactly.
So
because he's no longer in the household.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or in and out.
Right.
Or, and so as I got older, I started learning about that pain.
Yeah.
Because at the time, as a child, you don't really know, like, this is really causing me pain.
Right.
And so then you have to tap into yourself as you get older. Yeah. So it was some struggles.
It's funny you say that. A couple years ago, I think it was, we were sitting down with our granddaughter. And it was myself, Michaela, and her uncle, and her aunt, and Gladys. And out of the blue, she said, what would you guys say if I told you I was pregnant and I wanted to have abortion? Obviously, TV goes off. Now the whole car, like, what? Is there something we need to know?
Yes.
And she was like, no. I think she had a friend was pregnant. And so we all talked with her about, we had to be careful not to say, no, you're not going to do that. That's not going to happen.
Right.
We had to explain to her. It obviously would be her decision, but we would talk with her about the struggles that it would take, and we would be there to support her.
Right.
But really what came out of that conversation was I wanted to make sure that she knew, listen, you have numerous amount of men in your life that love you, from me to your T.O. Ezekiel, to your T.O. Jamal, to your dad, to your other grandfather. You don't need to seek not the approval, but to seek the love of a man outside of your home. We're here for you. And, just different conversations. I just wanted to make sure she knew, because I think that does happen a lot, that the young lady is looking for that love and that affection. So,
and don't even realize that that's what's happening.
Right.
Because, I had male figures in my life. My mom had sisters, they had husbands.
Yeah.
And, even my mom was very supportive.
Yes.
But you don't understand that at such a young age.
Right.
So you don't really know.
Exactly.
You figure all that out later.
Yes.
Like, why am I doing this?
Yeah. And life happens.
And life happens.
And I think it's about, what do you do next with that?
The next move.
Now, something you said earlier about, there wasn't a lot of role models in the inner city. And as children, we saw our parents, and I don't think we realized the sacrifice, the role models that they really, really were until we became adults.
Absolutely.
And you look back and you think,
absolutely,
damn, my dad was my hero.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
My mom is my hero.
Absolutely.
The struggles that they went through to make sure that we had what we needed.
And I definitely could say my mom was my hero.
Yeah.
Because I watched her struggle, and but she always made it through.
Yes.
Through every struggle.
And
because I was kind of like that little baby. My brother and I are like 11 years apart.
Okay.
So I was kind of like...
You're the baby?
Well, the baby girl.
Baby girl. You're the baby.
Right. Because my brother, he's 11 years younger than me.
Okay.
And so I was pretty much, when my mom was going through her own struggles, I was kind of like that person there with her all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I watched her struggles a lot. And I think I learned a lot but didn't know I was learning a
Right.
lot.
Later on in life, you can
Absolutely.
recall, I remember when this
Yes.
happened with mom, and I remember this, and you could recall on that. Hey, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to part 1 of this 3-part series, which features Dr. Patricia Chapman. Now, you're going to see quickly how the choices that her father made in his life and how they played a significant role in shaping her life, and how her mother inspired her as her role model. Now, you don't want to miss episode 2, because this is where Trish is going to bravely share her experience with societal judgment and also dealing with the judgment that she received from her family herself. She's going to talk to you about dealing with the feelings that she had brought shame into her family. Patricia is going to make a pretty significant decision by changing her circle of influence. This action that propelled her into an exciting new journey. So be sure to come back and check out episode 2. And I got to tell you now, if you loved episode 1, then hit the thumbs up and leave a comment below. And if you have any questions for Dr. Trish, then leave them in the comments below as well. We can't wait to hear from you, and we really can't wait to respond back to you. So remember to always ignite your future.